Sounds like a love song. Sounds like a love song. Good dude. I know you love me like cook food, even though a nigga gotta move like a crook move. We was together on the block since pre-lunch. Should have been together having 4 seasons brunch. We used to use umbrellas to face the bad weather. Now we travel first class, no change in forecast, never in bunches. Just me and you. I loved your point of view cause you held no punches. So I left you for months on end. It's been months since I checked back in. Was somewhere in a small town, somewhere locking the malls down. Wood grain, forward change, all forward down. I could understand why you want a divorce now, but my pride won't let me show it. Pretend to be heroic. Deep inside a nigga so sick. Guys, the Connecticut Sun got defeated by Minnesota Lynx in Game 5 of the semifinals of this WNBA season. My Connecticut Sun, okay, yes, I'm wearing DJ Carrington's jersey. We cannot advance forward into the finals. We got swept out in the semifinals from the Minnesota Lynx. I'm heartbroken. Allow me to give you the play-by-play. The first quarter begins. Jones scores, McBride scores, Harris scores, Harris makes a 3, Courtney scores, Jones scores, Courtney makes a 3, Fee makes 2 of 2, and we are tied for the first time in this game, guys. We were tied 9 points. Smith makes 1 of 2, then Carlton scores, Courtney scores, Marina scores, McBride makes 0 of 1, McBride scores, Smith makes a 3, Marina makes a 3, McBride makes a 3, then McBride makes another 3. It was 3 3 okay? It was crazy. Thomas scores, Fee scores, Bonner scores, Courtney scores, Fee scores. This is how I knew it was going to be bad for us, guys. The first quarter it ended with the Lynx having 31 points. We only had 18 points. I was like, guys, where is the fight? Talk about that later. Second quarter begins. Thomas scores, Jones scores, McBride scores, Heidemann scores, Marina, she gets hurt. So she got sat out for a little bit, but she came right back in after a couple minutes. And then Fee scores, Thomas makes 1 of 2, Heidemann makes a 3, Marina, she actually got back into the game. Bonner makes 1 of 1, McBride scores, Fee scores, Bonner makes a 3, Mabry makes a 3, Courtney makes a 3, Courtney makes 1 of 1, Fee scores, Fee makes 1 of 1, Thomas makes 2 of 2, Courtney scores, Harris makes 2 of 2. The second quarter, guys, ends. So that's the Connecticut Sun. We had 35 points. The Lynx had 53 points. The third quarter begins. Carrington makes 2 of 2. Carrington steals and scores. It was beautiful, by the way. It's like that transition. She was the only one making an effort. But I'm gonna talk about my analysis on the game later. Carrington steals again. Then Carrington makes 1 of 2. Bonner makes 2 of 2. Smith makes a 3. Courtney scores. Carlton scores. Fee scores. Fee makes a 3. Jones scores. Carrington makes 1 of 2. Jones scores. Carrington makes 2 of 2. The third quarter ends, guys. The Lynx has 65 points. We have 48 points. The fourth and final quarter begins. Hines Allen scores. Jones scores. Fee makes 1 of 1. Carrington scores. Carrington makes 1 of 1. Jones scores. Fee makes 1 of 2. Courtney makes a 3. Jones makes 2 of 2. Courtney scores. Carrington scores. Fee scores. Bonner makes a 3. Finally, then Bonner makes yet another 3. I'm like, where was this energy? Okay. McBride scores. Burton makes a 3. McBride makes a 3. Carrington scores. Fee scores. Harris scores. Fee makes 1 of 2. Carrington makes 2 of 2. Courtney makes 2 of 2. And then Harris makes a 3. And that is game, guys. The Lynx beat us in Game 5 of the series. They had 88 points to our 77 points. Connecticut Sun played like straight bums, okay? They didn't start cooking up and actually acting like they actually wanted to actually advance the freaking finals into the fourth quarter, and it was so ridiculous. Bonner was acting like a straight bum. Bonner and Thomas, yes, okay? Bum and bummer. Okay, the engaged couple of the Connecticut Sun, they are veterans in this game, okay? They're the veterans of this team. They should be the leaders. They are the leaders. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3. I'm like, what is going on? Bonner, it was so many turnovers. I wanted to punch something. I was so upset. It looked so embarrassing. I'm like, Connecticut Sun looked lethargic. I'm going on Twitter. I'm like, did y'all see what I'm seeing? People are like, yeah, the Connecticut Sun literally looked like in the first, second, and third quarter, like this is their first time, the first night ever playing together. Like they don't know who each other is. Like DJ Carrington, Ty Harris, who are these women? And Alyssa Thomas, they were playing like they just had there was no ebb and flow. They didn't gel well. They didn't mesh well. It's like they didn't know what was going on. And again, like Stephanie White, I'm about to, again, like, not to be disrespectful, but I'm about to start comparing all the bad coaches to Coach Spoon, of the former head coach of the Chicago Sky, to her methods. Stephanie just refused to call a timeout. I think she only had like 1, maybe 2 max timeouts. In the second and third quarter, we were down Damn it, 20 plus points. I'm like, Stephanie, call a timeout. You don't see how we getting blown out of the water? Look at that point deficit. How do you let 20 plus points go between us? They obviously need help. They need direction. Marina Maybe was a ghost. Okay, and again, I gotta kind of apologize because again, I called her Marina Maybe on game 3 when the Lynx beat us. Okay, back in Minnesota. And it turns out last week, guys, she lost her grandmother. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay, she had a lot going on in her mind. But again, like, this is why I call her Marina Maybe, because again, in this game, even though she hurt her ankle, she was out the game for like 2 minutes, if that. Okay, when she came back in, she got a couple of points here and there. But again, it was just no consistency. It got to the point, it's like, girl, we hired you. Connecticut Sun, they went out and hired you. They poached you from Chicago Sky because you're the scorer. That's your job, Marina. What are you doing? They passing you the ball for a reason. That means you need to shoot. You got to create your own shot. You got to put up some threes. She get the ball in her hand. She looking at y'all like, are y'all crazy? She passing to other people like, no. That's your job and role as a Connecticut Sun. That's why we hired you. I mean, this don't make no sense. Again, the only person that was really cooking up was DJ Carrington. She had steals, blocks. Even though she was getting stolen and blocked from too, it was so sad. I was like, girl, what is really going on? But at the same time, again, like DJ Carrington was really, it was like DJ Carrington, the only one who wants to go to the Barclays, okay, just in order for her to get swept by the Liberty. Okay, let's be real. They weren't ready. Connecticut Sun deserved to lose tonight's game. They deserve to not be able to advance forward and go into the finals against the New York Liberty. Because New York Liberty gonna literally like just mollywop them, okay? They only was able in the regular season of this year's WNBA season. Connecticut Sun only beat New York Liberty one time. They played 4 games this year. Connecticut Sun only got 1 win, and it was the very last game. And they beat them at their own home. I'll give them that. So again, it is possible, perhaps, maybe if they actually showed enough effort to make it to the finals, maybe they could hold their own against New York Liberty. But let's be real, no. Especially how they were playing tonight. Again, it just didn't make any sense. It seemed like everybody was tired. It's like they just had no motivation. And it's like, it's disrespectful. Okay, as soon as Marina Mayberry got put in the game, the whole crowd booed her. Again, like they still upset about, she kept getting into spats and little squabbles with a queen. Okay, Queen Feed and Nafisa Collier. Okay, they ain't like her. And then when she got her ankle injured, briefly, of course. When she got escorted out to the locker room, everybody was clapping and applauding. I'm like, Marina Mayberry, you got a target on your back. You are hated in Minnesota. Again, Nafisa Collier, Courtney Williams, Uhas. That's how you say her name. I kept saying like the Lynx. When I say the Lynx scores, her name is Uhas. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but it starts with a J. The way it's spelled. But her, Alana Smith, I said Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, Maisha Hines Allen. That whole team, even their bench, is just nothing to play with. Connecticut Sun sucks offensively. I'm like, guys, Alyssa Thomas. Okay, this is how you know it was a wrap for us. For us to be leading on Alyssa Thomas, to not only be the leader of the team, but to be our lead scorer. Okay, of course we're gonna crumble. Even Marina Mayberry, y'all literally for us to, as Connecticut Sun, for them to actually look for Marina Mayberry when it's time to make huge shots or shots under pressure, time clock shots. I'm like, guys, no, Marina Mayberry is not good for playing under pressure. Alyssa Thomas is not a good scorer, like a leading scorer. Like when you think about it, Connecticut Sun has to be dismantled. And people kept on saying like, oh, they should have took out Brianna Jones, sat her down, and put in Olivia Nelson-Ododa. I'm like, no, listen, sometimes, again, like every now and then she gets looks, so I gotta keep it real. She's a gorgeous girl. She's a really, really pretty, gorgeous girl. But Olivia Nelson-Ododa is a bum too, okay? I'm sorry. People's like, y'all gotta, like, listen, Veronica Burton, sometimes, like, she's starting to get there. Okay, she was putting up threes, ain't gonna lie. She was actually impressing me with these threes tonight, but again, she's not consistent enough. They're talking about put DJ Carrington down and put Veronica Burton in. They said like what needed to happen is she should have put Stephanie White, that is, she should have put Dewana Bonner on Nafisa Collier. And I'm like, that does make a lot of sense. But again, like, it's too late. Stephanie White, I'm looking at you like I look at Spoon, just crazy. Like, what was you thinking? You didn't call hardly any time outs. The girls was on that floor looking confused and like dazed, like they were drugged. Again, the people are saying like they literally are playing like they don't even know who they are. Like, y'all been playing for years, the majority of them on the Connecticut Sun, right? Like for 4+ years. I'm like, why is everybody acting like they just now meeting? It was so odd. It's like they ran out of gas. They were tired. They were fatigued. They were lethargic. It's like they just wanted to go home. Everybody thinking about vacation. You see how the Aces, they all went to Cancun, and they partying up in Mexico wherever they went. I'm like, I guess that's what the Connecticut Sun is on. They said, like, you know what, it's been a long season. Even if we beat Minnesota Lynx, let's say that we win this game tonight. What's the chances of us beating New York Liberty? 0. Let's just hang it up, ladies. Hang it up. Okay, I'm tired. I need to go on a vacation. That's pretty much what they did. They went on vacation, but they went on vacation too soon. Well, it is what it is. Now I have no choice, guys, but to cheer on Minnesota Lynx officially. Okay, I've always respected them girls, but again, like their offense is kind of boring. Then again, Connecticut Sun's offense is boring, but that's my second favorite team in the WNBA. But again, I don't give it. I would cheer for Fever. I don't like Liberty. Listen, somebody had to crush Liberty, but I don't know. Liberty is really strong, and they plan to win. They taking names. They looking at addresses. They're not playing with nobody. So if they are to win this year's championship, it's well deserved. Again, they showing up every day. Okay, they actually putting in the work, the effort, that ambition, that drive. Okay, that thirst, that hunger. You can see it all in all the players, even in their bench of the New York Liberty. But again, as of right now, I'm officially Team Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota Lynx need to beat New York Liberty.